Who'd like to call the rocket softball roll? Daniel Gray is here. Miss Ava Coleman. Mr. Jim Moore is absent. Mr. Ron McDaniel. Present. And Miss Dina Tony.
Here.
Miss Lauren Martin.
Here.
Miss Laura Walker.
Here.
And Miss Eva Estelle.
Here.
Welcome. All right. If y'all would join me as we stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge, and Colonel McDaniel, if you would lead us in. I'll do it. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First item I have on our agenda is our legal update. And first, let me back up a second. We have Dr. Ola is on a Zoom call or a video call. I'm not sure if it's a Zoom or whatever, but Mr. Bobby Lester here is going to be leading us after the first initial part of the meeting. I don't know how long you're going to stay with us, sir, but can you hear everybody okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, so the first item we've got is a legal update. I don't see Mr. Richardson here. Do we have anything to discuss there?
No, sir, there's not a one for today.
All right. So that brings us to facilities update. And I see we have some facilities update guys here. Hello, good evening. Wait for it to turn green.
Good evening, Max Twain, WR. We really don't have much tonight.
Okay.
So I think from our standpoint, everything's going pretty well.
Ball on the shelf.
Roger really has the update. So.
Come on down.
Ready? Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just to start off with the middle school edition. Only thing we had left to do on this, the vision walls and stuff, we're pulling them down this week and all that touched up. A few little minor punch list items, we're gonna knock that out. Hopefully by the end of the week, that will be 100% complete. And I'll let them go back and re-review, sign off everything satisfactory. Any questions on the middle school edition? No. I'm buying meter. Know the situation, but it's getting better. We're getting dry weather. We're moving forward. We've got slabs in area 1 and 3 poured, plumbing underground, moving north. So that main trunk line's in. We're pouring our slab 4, area 4 Friday, moving in and pouring the next slab the week after, hopefully. So all that's moving pretty well. We got our structure steel dropped on site, our pre-engineered metal building on site, all 3 buildings. 1 building is being erected currently. Still waiting on RSO DLT. I know y'all are working on that with Bond and them. I've got some information. Last week they had made some minor changes to the drawings. I'm assuming y'all are in contact with Bond.
It's
moving.
Gone back to DOT and we're just waiting on DOT.
So what are we asking DOT?
So at Biomeda, it's about widening the road.
Okay.
Because that was a request to do, and DOT is taking a long time to get to it.
Why talk to anybody at the county as well? Are they on the same page as we are? Are they on alert?
We've talked to the county and Aaron Robinson, the county guy as well. So he's been talking to the judge to see what he can do on his side.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of getting the DOT people to get to it.
That's not what they require us to do, so we move forward.
Do we how is it like just the linear footage that we're talking about? They're wanting more, and we're
there's a linear footage too in front of the school, and then there was some discussion about extending it over to Smoky Mud, maybe a little further than that. So I don't know where that conversation's gotten to, but I think what we resubmitted was hopefully not to do that, so extend that further than the needed to go for that.
This is from the southbound side, right?
it essentially creates a middle lane.
No, Mike, you're out.
Left-hand lane.
Any other questions on by me?
No, sir.
Merle Taylor, I'll read Kristen's report. I don't have a whole lot of information. I have not had a chance to talk to her today. They've got the parking lot undercut moving forward. The foundation's complete except for the gym area. They're working on it later this month. Area 3 and Area 1 slabs poured. They're working on Area 4 and 5 later this month. Their pre-engineered building is also on site, so the building packages are there. They'll start erecting them in the next week or so. And they got underground electric and plumbing still going on, so they're still running their main trunk line just like we are.
We used to get like a separate report with like the areas and all that stuff, some pictures and stuff. Are y'all gonna start?
We have those and we're starting to get into those now, so.
And I don't know what area is slab 4 and area 4. I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so areas 1 is your kitchen.
It's all good. I mean, for future reference,
Is that not what Fiscal is?
I don't see that on there. I'm sorry. I don't have it.
So
Okay.
if you scroll up in that little bitty spot, that gives you your areas.
I got it.
So yeah, we can get as detailed as you'd like. Just tell me what you need and we'll
The
adjust.
status reports, I think, that we used to get were with the pictures and everything.
I don't know.
Ball and Michelle does those reports and this Jerome's years. Yeah, so they have a report and then Jerome also does a field report that goes through
The
this.
field report is wrong. That's what I was wondering.
So we do have one of those, but last time there weren't any pictures to take.
No. They'll get more in depth as we get something. Right now we got dirt and concrete.
And a lot of wetness.
A lot of water.
Unfortunately, yes.
Are we done with the undercut?
We are starting on that fire lane road in the back. Merle Taylor is working through the parking lot. I don't know all the details there. I don't know how deep, how they're breaking or whatever. Okay.
Merle Taylor has ended up being much muddier than anticipated. So.
And we're the opposite. We're actually no drier than anticipated. We're starting the fire lane and cut and putting actually put fine shelf. It'll be minimum what the, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but hopefully a lot less than what the budget was. Looking promising there, but no guarantee you we're not done.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's looking decent.
Sounds better.
We started today, so hopefully we don't run into any major issues. Any other questions on the current project?
No, sir.
No, demo was getting started. I forgot about that. We think we got everything approved. It got a handoff to me Friday, and we get it rolling today. So that's what we'll be mobilizing next week to start that.
All right. Anything else? Good. All right. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right. That takes us to our superintendent's report. Dr. Ola or Bobby.
I'm going to take the first half and Mr. Lester will take the second half of it. Just a quick update. Good evening, by the way. We have 2 teams out of the district. We have a team of teachers and administrators at Win-Win Conference in Orlando, Florida. I promise they're not at Disney World, but they're actually learning on about new RTI, response to intervention techniques, so that we can better support our young people at all grade levels. And so we're expecting a great update from them when they come back. We'll make sure we have that part of our August update about the changes to our RTI model for this upcoming school year. And then the other team is with me in St. Louis for the professional learning communities meeting. We're learning collaboratively together on how to continue to move forward as a district, as collaborative teams, but also more important as a professional learning community. We will also take stage on Wednesday, right before the keynote, where we'll be able to highlight the work that the district is currently doing. So our district will be on spotlight on Wednesday morning, and so we'll have more updates about that. And the last part of my superintendent's report, Mr. Lester is going to take care of.
I know we said hello, but we want to officially welcome Colonel Estelle We're excited for her to be a part of our team. She has been elected to be our ex officio member on our board. Sorry about that. And Colonel Stella is a group commander of the 19th Mission Support Group, the 19th Airlift in Little Rock Air Force Base. And she's going to be leading 1,800 military and civilian personnel in 6 squadrons, directing operations for APES, DECA, activities for 5,500 military families and 57,000 retirees. That's a major job there. But we would like to officially welcome you to the Titan team, and we're very excited that you're here.
Thank you for those kind words, and hopefully I'll do half as good a job as Colonel Smith did. But happy to be part of the team.
All right. That concludes the superintendent's report.
Yes, sir.
All right, I've got PPC reports on here. Do we have anybody from PPC here to just talk about anything? Is that? All right. We'll move on, and the next item we've got is consent agenda. We've got the minutes from the June 5th, the June 20th workshop, assistant superintendent's reports, and the financial report. Anything on any of those need to be pulled out for discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve as presented in the packet.
So move.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. That takes us to the proposed board policies. Dr. O.
All right, good evening again, board members. You have a copy of this sheet in your board folder as well, but I wanted to make sure the recommendations are clear to you all. The list is right before you, and just so that we're clear for the minutes, if you would allow me to just read the numbers of the board policies that we're recommending for approval, and that's 1.9, 1.14, 1.17, 1.21, 1.22, 1.24, 3.0, 3.5, 3.6, 3.19, 3.25, 3.32, which changes the maternal leave to parental leave so that it's not attached to a gender. And then 3.4, 3.54 through 3.54F, which is school choice, 3.56, which is the paternal leave right now until you all approve 3.32 is states maternity leave, but that's before you, and I'll actually show you that policy as well in just a few minutes. And then 3.57, 4.1, 4.2, 4.4, 4.5 through 4.5 F4, 4.7, 4.8, 4.13, 4.25, 4.31, 4.35, 4.37, 4.40, 4.45 through 0.2, 4.55, 4.56 through 4.56.2, 4.61, 4.62, 4.63, 5.3, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.11, 5.18, 5.19, 5.20, 5.21, 5.27, 5.29, 6.4, 6.11, 6.12, 7.3, 7.5, and then the next policies are mirroring the classified policies, mirroring the license policy. So that's 8.0, 8.13, 8.19, 8.23, 8.30, 8.34, 8.46, and then 8.47. So those are recommended out of the list that you have for approval. The ones that we're not recommending for approval is 1.23, 3.7, 7.19, and then you have already approved through earlier board actions last year in May and June, 3.1, 3.4, 3.36, 8.1, 8.31, and 8.44. Referencing the 3.5 3.56 policy. Mrs. Erica Logan, our HR director, took notes from the work session and applied it to these policies for your review. It's giving 8 weeks of paid maternity leave in conjunction with the state of Arkansas of paid leave to the birthing parent and 10 days to the non-birthing parent. So that's 3.56, but it's also 8.46 for classified. And she also has drafted the agreement that was discussed during the board work session of the agreement to fulfill 2 years of service to the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District for utilizing the parental leave benefit that was offered by the school district. So that's the recommendation before you all.
All right. I was wondering if you were going to call for Bueller. Any questions for those policies? Has Mr. Moore seen all this?
He has. I spoke to him earlier today. He had some feedback for me, but I will tell you all of the policies that, other than the changes to the parental leave policy, all of the recommended policies are in line with the new legislation that was just passed this last spring. And so we're held by law to implement them. And then ASBA just wrote these model policies for boards across the state of Arkansas so that we wouldn't have to individually write them. And so all of these policies are in line with our current legislation.
Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion. So moved. I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommended policies as presented in our packet. Is that correct? And I've got a second, so any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next item we've got is the handbook proposal. I believe that's on page 35 on the handout.
We have some recommended additions and some changes in the handbook. I'll point out that if you're not comfortable in voting on that tonight, we can put it before the August board meeting, so if you can need some time to look through them, that'll be plenty of time for us to put the changes in for that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's got this Friday, so let's take some time to ponder on it and put it on the agenda for August to revisit. Okay. Anybody take a look at it already? Have any questions that they come up with? Not yet. Okay. All right. So we will. That's out there, and we'll take a look at it and revisit that in August. Next item we've got is federal assurances.
This is just requesting the district funds for our covered programs, Title I, Title II, Title III, Title IV, all those federal programs that we have resources for our scholars. This is just the assurance that we can use those for what we're approved to do.
Got a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I hear that motion? So moved. Motion and a second to approve the 23-24 federal assurances. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Child nutrition contract request.
We are renewing the Dawn Wholesale and Bread Service vendors until June 30th of 2024. We're also recommending accepting Highland Dairy as the milk vendor for the 23-24 school year. And lastly, to recommend entering the Archford Co-op for all the food and paper purchases for the 23-24 school year.
Tony is recusing herself from the discussion of this topic. She has left the room. All right, any questions or discussion on that?
Are they the same?
except for the co-op. We just entered that this year.
The co-op is,
We're gonna get our paper items and paper purchases. Food too.
is all of it under Cisco, or is that, are these different? Cisco, is it Cisco and Don Hotel, Highland Dairy, or is that all under Cisco? It's all different.
It's all different. Oh,
So it's not the middle person, so. The recommendation says superintendent's recommendation is to approve Cisco as the child nutrition fleet. Are we just approving Cisco, or are we just approving all of them? Is that just a typo on the? Okay. So the action item is renewing Don Wholesale as bread service, recommend accepting Highland Dairy as the milk vendor, recommend entering the Archford Co-op for all the food and paper purchases for 23-24. Is that correct, Sue? Approving that? Okay. So that's the,
anything outside?
that's the recommendation, not the Cisco part.
Correct.
Okay. Motion to approve. All right, I've got a motion and a second to renew Don Wholesale Bread Service and accept the Highland Dairy as milk vendor and enter Archford Co-op for all food and paper purchases for 23-24. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. If we could have Miss Tony rejoin us. Grab her, please. All right. End of year budget closeout report is the next item I've got. That is on page. Those pages are pretty complicated.
It's in the electronic board packet folder.
Okay. Have you got a report on there, or?
Yes, I have it right here too.
Might be easier if you just bring it up. Here it is. I got it now.
Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Lester, I'll go ahead and present this since I'm still here. Board, I'm proud of the work that our team has done this year. So I'm proud to present this end of the year fiscal report to you. As you will note, based on the report that's been presented to you, that in accordance to the previous board resolution, we are keeping 2.5 million in the operating fund, but we have been able to transfer almost approximately 5.4 million to the building fund to add to the building fund for the building fund projects that we're put forward within the district, which is number 3. You would note that transferring that 5.395 million to the building fund has put us at approximately 30.7 million for our building projects. We've received a little over 1.1 million from partnership funding, and of course, we will continue to receive funding for Biomeda and Merle Taylor. Food services right under 1 million is our ending balance, which is also a positive. So I want to make sure that we congratulate and thank Mr. Clint Walker for his work in doing that. A lot of school districts cannot say that their food service program stands on its own. And so we're proud of the work that Mr. Walker and our other staff members in child nutrition continually do for our district. The ending cash balance is 39.39609 million, 019 million. And so the work I cannot shout out or congratulate Tracy Webb enough for the work that she and our finance team have done this year. They continue to make smart fiscal decisions, and as we continue to increase our salary schedule and support the instructional setting. And so thank you, Ms. Webb, and the rest of our finance team. And board, as you can see, we're financially stable, and we want to stay that way and to continue to be able to do great things, such as hopefully the new sports complex in years to come. So concludes the end of the year report.
Thank you, sir. Any questions on any of that? Before we move on. Good deal. All right, legal transfer requests. I think we've got 7 in our packet here, but one of those dropped out. Is that right, Melissa? So we're going to remove request number 4. We just got the other 6 then. So request 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Superintendent's recommendation is to approve those. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve those legal transfers. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, we've got some buses to remove from inventory. Mr. Bobby Lester.
There, in the past, they've been pretty lax on when they do their inspection, that by law, if you have it on your inventory, you have to repair that bus. And they have come around and said that they're going to be very stringent on that. So we are looking to get those off of inventory so we do not have to repair them. They're not worth it. On the next sheet on there, page 130, you'll see where we have 22 buses that we're looking to get off of inventory, and the recommendation for each one of those: auction, scrap, or use for parts. It is. They're out there. They're just a lot.
Bush and Rust.
Yeah, and they've just said that in the past, they've been kind of like, okay, you got it on the inventory where to go, and I have to go by the law where it says you have to repair them.
All right, we got a recommendation there. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously.
The OG Lester took care of some buses.
He did good. He's getting all he could. All right, the next item we've got is personnel report. I believe there is an addendum on our tables as we sat down. Is that correct? This is an addendum. All right, so I need a motion to add the addendum to the personnel report. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? There are none. So this is now included with the original personnel report that was presented to us in the packet. So I would entertain a motion, as a recommendation from the superintendent to approve personnel report as presented and now amended. Any questions or discussion on personnel would need to be held in executive session. So,
Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right. So next item on our agenda is student disciplinary actions. My understanding is we have 3 non-contested disciplinary hearings. Correct? So I think you've got to go into your drive and go into the folder for board expulsions and redacted number 1. Part of that, right? Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for, student number 1. This is, you're right. 24 and fall. Oh, it's the first one. Are you on the right student? Well, we didn't have a motion. Yeah. Just need that clarified on the notes. 2 semesters, spring 2024 and fall 23. Right, spring of 23. Yeah, that's probably with correction. Okay. All right, so I've got a motion. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. With correction. That's as your, that was the motion. Okay. Moving on to student number 2, redacted. Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for expulsion. Got a motion and a second to uphold the recommendation for expulsion for student number 2. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Student number 3. Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for expulsion for student number 3. All right, got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. That passes unanimously as well. I believe that is all of the student hearings. And the next thing I have on my agenda is adjournment. Is that correct? Make a motion, we adjourn. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you. Melissa, sign off. We'll get them rolling.
So we are signing. No, all this goes with that.